What's up, guys? I want to thank you so much for checking out my YouTube channel. We are going to start doing contests every single month with lucky winners and giving away Young Ambition clothing along with some other really cool prizes. So make sure you hit the subscribe button below. You have to be subscribed to be eligible to win, and I'm excited to continue giving you game-changing, relevant, tactical content that inspires you, challenges you to think different, and really helps you live a life on your terms. So subscribe below, and we'll see you guys soon. You should only be doing things in your business. This is a big profit maximizer. If you're only doing things in your business that maintain, like you need to audit your business. This is called dealing in reality. Write down all the things you're doing in your business. If any of those are just keeping up with demand or just maintaining, you need to delegate or delete or hire someone else, right? Hiring and delegating. I've shared these before, but it's just a reminder that in a down economy, people are struggling. I think 16 million people have lost jobs. Mom and pop stores are going out of business left and right every single day. But you can make more money in a down economy than you ever could in great times. So you have to understand that there's more opportunity. You can create maximum profit when there is maximum pessimism, and somebody has to do it. I don't want you to feel bad for maximizing your profits when other people are struggling. How else can you help them, right? You want to make sure that you're actually reaching back to help them, providing jobs, showing what's possible, not living in fear, moving with purpose and confidence, and of course, building your bank account. So competitors are in fear. Most people right now are playing it safe. When people aren't playing at their absolute best, it is easier to negotiate. Okay, when people are filled with fear, it's easier for the confident people to come in and attract those customers, get more of a piece of the marketplace, right? And it's time to finally help you capitalize. 68% of Fortune 500 companies, the companies that we've been built upon, were started in a recession or a depression. Warren Buffett says when most are in fear is when you should take the most action because most won't. And I had a conversation with Robert Kiyosaki. I've actually had two over the last 6 months. And he said to me, he said, the best time to start a business is during or after a crash. So there will always be people making money. And there's no greater time in history to understand the principles of business that are unchangeable. Okay. And this is the quote that changed my life back in 2008, 2009, because I'm from a small town of 6,000 or 7,000 people. Didn't have a ton of role models. If you would have told me I was ever going to even make six figures in entrepreneurship, I would have laughed in your face. So to go from then to where I am now is astronomical, but it's narrowed down to just a couple things. And one of the quotes that changed my life in the last recession in 2008 was, when the economy is down, the money does not disappear. It transfers to the successful people who understand supply and demand and who understand how to become more valuable. There are 1,700 new millionaires created every single day and over 6,000 per month. And that number is expected to double in the next 12 months. So more wealth being created than ever. You know that. But you have to get around other people who have certainty, who understand how to create wealth and are pivoting. Right? If you're around a bunch of people in fear, fearful people love to create fear in others to make them feel better about living in fear, right? So understand that who you associate with and who you respect and who you get advice from and who you connect with is how your philosophy is formed in business. And I remember hearing someone say, people who are good at making excuses are really never good at making money. I heard this a couple of years ago, back in 2009, more than a couple of years ago. And I took it personally because I was like, wait, I wasn't making money, but I was like, wait, that's not real. And I, believe it or not, I made an excuse, right? Then I thought about my money situation and I was close to broke and I really wanted to make more money. I wanted to succeed in business, but my mindset and my habits weren't matching up. So something had to change. And I realized that there's only two things that can happen. Something good comes into my life, or something new comes within me, a new perspective, a new ambition, new reasons, a new drive, a new goal, a new vision. And waiting for something good to come into your life, although a lot of people do this, is the biggest waste of time. And time is something you can't get back. It's a non-renewable resource. So if you're waiting for good things to happen, you'll be waiting a long time, right? Some people get lucky, but you don't want to base anything off luck in business. So I couldn't wait for something to come into my life. This is when I became obsessed with business, with marketing, with creating customers, with creating value, with understanding supply and demand and how to add value to a marketplace that pays you dividends from your value. And I remember talking to a mentor, and I'm just sharing these things because these things clicked in my head. And you have to have the right foundation and principles in your head before you can ever make changes. I could give you the best tactics on the planet, some that have helped us make 6 figures in a weekend, some that have helped us do millions in sales online and offline, whether it's through speaking, through courses, through masterminds, through real estate, through direct sales, whatever. But if you don't have the right foundation, you'll always go back to square one. The success of a business always breaks down to the psychology and the mental toughness of the leader. If you happen to be dissatisfied with your income, this is what a mentor told me. If you happen to be dissatisfied with your income, you have to investigate all the excuses you own, because people in poverty usually have a wealth of excuses. And I did at the time. So from that moment forward, when I heard that, I took complete control of my financial success, and I stopped trying to figure everything out on my own. And I started to ask for help. I shifted from I focused from victim to leader. I stopped blaming the economy. I stopped blaming my past. I stopped blaming my company, my boss, the government. I stopped thinking the world was out to get me. And that's when I started understanding business. So in business, there's really only one focus that should be your consistent focus. Everything else is secondary. Yet a lot of business owners I see that are struggling, and I learned some of these things from some of these business owners I connected with that are doing 8 and 9 figures, 10 to $100 million in revenue. These aren't people that are doing 200K a year, right? So the reality is the number one purpose is getting and keeping customers. That's it. That should be your key focus, getting and keeping customers. What's the best ways? Well, what's worked in the past for you? What marketing has worked? Because usually 20% of your marketing will produce all the 80 to 90% of your results, right? So marketing should be a focus. Consider there's only 3 ways to grow your business. You can increase the number of clients, you can increase the average sale price, or you can increase the number of times people buy per year. Most businesses, 90%, focus on increasing the number of clients, which is great, but it's the least effective and the least profitable. So what can you do to increase the other 2 methods? Okay, you can increase number of clients, increase average sale price, increase number of times people buy per year. You have to have a strong referral focus. Referrals can be one of the most important tools to exponentially grow your business, but you have to make sure you're in the right business that has a product you're extremely excited about, that you feel like you're doing a disservice to if you don't get the product out there. If you're not 1000% sold on your product or service, you'll have every doubt or excuse in the book, and you won't know why you're scared to push it or you feel bad. That's where you get those excuses, and people say, I'm not a salesman. It's not sales if you're passionate about something and you fully believe someone is better with it than without it. It's not sales. So if you feel like I don't want to do sales, you haven't never found something that you're excited about sharing, right? So when you have that, it's easy to get referrals. It's easier to get the word out there. It's easy to figure out what customers will benefit the most from you. So I'm just going to give you a couple of the most important profit maximizers in terms of getting and keeping customers. So first thing is, yes, referrals. Yes, you need to make sure you understand marketing, but how could you reward people to refer others to your business? Right? If you have not done your job on making your clients happy, it's not easy to ask for a referral. Are you comfortable asking? Right? Think about that. So there's all kinds of ways. Start writing down ideas for what works for you, then do it. How can you get more referrals? My mom's been in real estate for 20 something years. 98% of her customers are referral based because she takes care of the customers. Our first 1,000 members of our academy back in 2013 and 14 were referrals. $0 on marketing, all referral based. But we had to over deliver first, and we had to make sure we had something that exceeds their expectations, right? So profit maximizers is making sure that you have a strong referral focus. and you understand that it's about getting and keeping customers. The next thing is hiring and delegation. You should only be doing things in your business. This is a big profit maximizer. If you're only doing things in your business that maintain, like you need to audit your business. This is called dealing in reality. Write down all the things you're doing in your business. If any of those are just keeping up with demand or just maintaining, you need to delegate or delete or hire someone else, right? Hiring and delegating. Development of people, getting things done by the means of other people is a power move. And you have to learn how to develop people, right? Hiring and delegation. That's a big one. So you should be hiring and delegating things that, what's the purpose of an employee? Everyone will say, giving them opportunity, changing the world. Yeah, that's secondary. It's to create an ROI for your business. It's to create a profit. So you want profitable employees that if you pay them 60K, they make you 80. If you pay them 100, they make you 200. Right? I paid one of my main guys, I think $8,000, and then $5,000. So 13 grand in I think 5 weeks. He made the business more. How would I pay someone $12,000 or $13,000 in a month? Well, he made us 25, right? So understanding who you need, right? You don't need to be the expert. You need to find people who are experts, right? Positioning is a big profit maximizer. How are you viewed and positioned in the marketplace? How many testimonials do you have out there? How much press do you have out there promoting your business? How many videos do you have sharing your services and adding value? It's called education-based marketing, where you have so much content out there. You should always have a frequently asked questions out there. You should always have videos explaining your origin story of your business. You should have 10 to 15 testimonial videos on every platform. So you're positioned. Now you can even get into the big publications if you can, like Forbes and Entrepreneur Magazine, Huffington Post. But that starts with your network, right? How do you get connected to these big publications? Your network. The biggest breakthrough I've ever had is elevating my network, because then I didn't have to have the answer. My network had the answer. So I look at, we were in Entrepreneur Magazine last month, and we're going to be in Entrepreneur Magazine again next month. And people always ask, how'd you get in that? Just a connection, right? A connection. So hiring, delegating, positioning. Another focus, this was a huge key for me. They asked the 1,000 top salespeople in a huge company, not the top 5%. They asked the top 1% of the 5%. They did a survey and they studied and they asked questions and they interviewed every single person. This was years ago. I'll never forget this. And they asked them, or they tried to figure out what the similarities were of the top 1% of the top 5%. And they found out it wasn't where they were from. It wasn't certain things they were doing. It wasn't a specific trait. It was one thing they did better than everybody else. And it wasn't even networking, which I thought it was. It was their speed of implementation. It was how fast they could learn something and then test it and execute it. They didn't question it. They didn't say, oh, this doesn't work for my business. This is different for me. They didn't question it. They executed it. How fast is your speed of implementation? Some things might not work for your business. Great. At least you tested it versus thought about it for 3 days, right? Inside your business, there are specific activities that result in getting more customers. It results in creating more value for your customers and selling more products and services to them. If you do these key activities consistently over time, this combination of more new customers that are buying more from your businesses and paying you more money results in a growing business, growing profit, growing income that you can invest back in the business, right? Some of these key activities might be marketing, perfecting your product or service, testing and refining maybe your marketing efforts, maybe better sales copy, giving customers an emotionally impactful experience that causes them to come back and buy more and causes them to tell their friends about you, right? But once you identify what those are, how quickly can you implement systems in place to have those continue to happen? Okay, that is the biggest key to business, getting and keeping customers. So when I will audit a business, they could have the best product and service and the best people, but sometimes they're not focusing on getting the product and service out there. They're doing everything in their business except what actually gets the product in front of people. So instead of being a creator of your service, Be a marketer of your service. So don't spend so much time on the doing, the creating. Spend more time on the marketing of it. So if I'm a speaker, I'm a marketer of my speaking services, not just a speaker, right? That's something that's been an absolute game changer for me. So the second thing I'll share with you in systemizing your growth is I think the world's highest achievers have learned they don't leave their growth and their success up to chance. They don't leave it up to hope, moods, or feelings. A business ran off moods is the business soon gone. They build systems to ensure each day, each week, each month is consistently growing. One, because they're focused on growth activities and everything delegated is to maintain. But two, they don't leave it up to moods or chance. So here's the simplest way to make things happen in terms of pure growth. It's thinking things through, then following through, and putting specific things in your schedule that are locked in as good as gold. And no matter how you feel, what you're doing, where you're at, these get done. The pillars. So here's mine, and you can figure out what yours are. I do a daily 5x5 ritual, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. What did I get done yesterday? What am I going to get done today? What am I grateful for? What am I excited about? What am I 100% committed to make happen no matter what? I decide what I'm going to get done, not start, not work on, not try to get done. Big difference. Then I assign a block of time from 5 to 20 minutes to maybe a couple hours for completion. Okay. And then I ruthlessly eliminate all distractions and I take care of interruptions before they come up. Because if you don't have a plan to interrupt your interruptions, they're always interrupted. And then I refuse interference and I hold myself ruthlessly accountable. Then I have a weekly master plan. Okay. Next. So I have weekly, 1 hour a week. So I have 5 minutes night and day. Then I have 1 hour on Sunday I spend investing my previous experience into my future success. I then have monthly. I have a couple hour session monthly, the beginning of every single month to review my last month, to make sure my future month is taken care of. And I plan things out. Here's the key to this. You want to get yourself in your peak state of mind when you're planning. Now, if you can get yourself in a peak state of mind, your most intelligent state of mind when you're planning, you have to remind yourself throughout the week, you might not be in the zone. You might be in a bad mood or a current circumstance comes up, but you have to remember, hey, when I plan my week, when I plan my month, I was my best self. I'm not going to let my coward self who's making dumb decisions because something affected my standards. I'm not going to let any decision you make when you're not in the best state of mind is the wrong decision. So you have to remember that you made this schedule when you were in an intelligent state of mind, and you're going to follow the schedule. So I do a monthly review. Then I do a 60-day reality check. Then I do a quarterly review. And then I do a 90-day challenge, 90-day checkup. So all the details and questions are not as relevant, but because I have these things instituted in my schedule, I have my planner pad and they're in my iPhone. I have them literally every single month, every single quarter, every single day and week. I don't miss those. So now I know for a fact my business is being taken care of, whether I feel like it or not, whether I'm there or not, whether I'm fired up and excited and in a good mood or not. Because when I did plan these things, I was in an intelligent state of mind, thinking about what's best for my future, what's best for my customers, what's best for my family, what's best for my future. So many people run their business off moods and they have this shiny object syndrome where they're switching jobs, they're switching. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that talk to me and they want to do something new every 2 weeks because they never sell themselves on what they're doing, or they don't know their strengths and they don't weigh it against their future self. And they don't think about what's going to actually keep me engaged the next 2 to 5 years. What can I actually build upon, right? So that's the how to systemize your growth. And that's how you really make sure you're consistent in your business. So daily, weekly, monthly, 60-day, quarterly, 90-day checkup. Actually, it should be 90-day checkup, then quarterly, right? And that's, I think, how you keep things consistent as well. Hey, what's up? And thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy this video and this content, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, put the notifications on, and I assure you, you'll love this content and these videos.